edition of Knuckle Beat Plays Blood Bowl action. We've got another Week 2 matchup here. This one is going to be in our Ardent Followers Conference, the Noble Fanatics Conference, in our Beheaded Kings division, featuring Legend, T969's Scarface, Scavengers 2, and Afro Chef's Residential Goodness. So this should be a good one here. Looks like the Scarface Scavengers picked up some Bloodweiser babes, and they won the toss, and they elected to receive. So we will see Afro Chef's Residential Goodness get the ball at the half, but right now we're going to start off with Chorf on offense. Got the chat open. Make sure I test it here. There we go. Okay, so some pretty interesting players on both sides here. He's got a attacking Bull Centaur that's got tackle, mighty blow, and break tackle, and then a break tackle, sure-handed kick return Bull Centaur. Totally skillless Minotaur, and he has a novel matchup. Yes, Undead and Chorf. This is the 5th of 5 Chorf games I've actually streamed this week out of 24 teams. It seems like we have like 5 or 6 Chorf teams, maybe even 7, which is pretty crazy, but we have freedom here in NBP to choose what teams we want, so we're never going to be a league that forces you into a specific team for representation in the Pro League. We definitely have many competitions that require specific races, but those are usually the points of the competition. So it looks like whoever's stadium this is, they have a dome, so the weather is going to stay how it is, which I find to be interesting, because you're not an agility team. Wouldn't you do that if you were an agility team? So that you can keep it better for throwing? Well, I guess pickups and things like that are affected by weather, so I could see why you'd want to do that. So he used the kick return right here, and then after the kick return he gets a quick snap, so Legend can move all of his players into an adjacent square, whether they're based or not, so it should be interesting here. Interesting formation by Afro. I like it. It's like a
great game so far. You seem to be having.
So he's got the ball back there here. Change the camera. It's the Blood Bowl 1 camera. Well, I like the Blood Bowl 1 camera, so we're gonna keep it. That does make sense, because it's harder for them to pick the ball up, so I can see the dome making more sense for that, because you're not thinking throwing, but the pickups on agility too, even with the, it'd be a lot harder to do with, even with, sure hands, even at 75% with that, because it'd be +4s. So they'd go down, that would go all the way down to what, 50 or even lower? I don't know. Somebody do the math. Because it surely won't be me. Yeah.
They're getting up close and personal.
Alright, we're going to get a blitz right off the bat on a mighty blow piece. Leon Dead Kennedy. Death Kennedy, excuse me. I'm going to call him Leon Dead Kennedys because I think that's funnier. Oh, and before we get too deep into the match here, I did want to shout out it's Legend T969's birthday today. So I don't know how old he is, but he did go out partying and drinking, so we'll see if this affects his play, because it's about 10:25 right now in the UK. So he goes in deep, throws a boom onto Death Kennedy, and then backs up and gives himself a little protection there with a Mr. Hothead. So pretty solid. No removals, but 2 stuns, 4 knockdowns, and it looks like he's setting off his screen if he's going to attempt to pick the ball up, and then probably relocate his Bull Centaur right here. So we'll see. Yep, moves up his Journey Gobbo, his Journey Hobgoblin. Isn't really going to care what happens with him. But he's also got a Dirty Player Hobgoblin. He has a Claw Palmer too. So we're gonna watch out for Mr. Blackarm. Great name for a Claw Palmer too. I'm a big fan. Successful pickup. He gets on the +4, so Doesn't even need the sure hands. Just picks the ball up like he's even better than a blitz raw. So let's see here, and it's kind of sealed off. I don't really think. I mean, the ghouls might have movement to get close, but I don't think you'll see a coach like Afro sacrifice his ghouls to something like that. And even then, they can't reach on this turn. But he does have some pretty legit ghouls. Looks like, yeah, he's got the more important ones off the pitch here. His two best ghouls he's keeping for his offense, which I totally get that. Makes sense here. Whereas Legend is down to 11 players. So any removal for Legend is going to put him in a situation whereas Afro can lose 4 pieces and still field a full team. So here we go. Looks like we're going to get a push from Nemesis. Pretty basically built mummies, nothing super special. Guard on both, a stand firm and grab and block. Very good. Probably the best things you can put on mummies in terms of skills, but not sexy, not exciting as far as skills go. Just dependable. So here we go again. It looks like he's going to flow part of his defense to try to gum the works up here, but wouldn't expect him to commit everyone to one side, because doing so is going to leave him wide open on the other flank, and it wouldn't take much for him to reconstitute and flip to the other side. I mean, yeah, he'd lose a turn position movement, but he's got plenty of time, so it's not something that I would expect him to do. At the same time, Afro is going to want to limit the bases on some of these pieces as best he can, because even though he's undead, he's got that regen on a lot of his pieces. There's some nasty pieces on the side of the Scarface Scavengers. He's got a Claw Palmer. He's got more than a few Mighty Blow pieces. So if you're the undead team, you really only want to base as necessary. If you're the Chaos Dwarves, man, you wanna gum them works up, and you want to be punching. You're probably going to see him make it a point to go after those mummies at some point, especially with a Claw Palmer, because you drop the armor value to 7, get the plus roll on the pound, and then get the follow-up potential attack with the Claw Palm. So Glorin Way gets not stupid, so he's going to be stunned here. It looks like we're going to take a hit on Joseph Frost, which I believe came from another team. I know some of these players are reanimated players that have been killed by Afro Chef. I don't know if maybe in the comments there, whomever is familiar with it could throw in, let us know what players are reanimated corpses from other teams. So here we go, and it looks like he's thinking, here we go, we're going to see a blitz, not horns, horns blitz. And not that he needed it, he's strength 5 already, so strength 6. And Wong is injured. I'm assuming that's Wong, Ada Wong. She really lost a step. Ooh, loses a movement allowance. He probably will get, and it's a failure of regen, ladies and gentlemen. So looks like Wong is not going to be participating in the Week 3 matchup for Residential Goodness, unfortunately. And she or he or it is going to be down a movement. So, which, if that's your dedicated foul piece, getting them off the pitch, pretty good there. Or was it a kicker that went down? Oh my God, it's the kicker! Man, I can't see shit, and I'm like right up against it. So the kicker is well, that's fine. I mean, I'd keep the kicker that has movement down. It's not like you're gonna run all around the pitch with them, but he's not gonna be playing the rest of the game with one. So that might end up being problematic. So nice wave here again. Like I said, Afro's, he's got to watch himself, man. You don't want to just sit here and get pounded. But he's a hell of a coach, so he knows what he's doing. He's more of an agility coach, to be honest. He's always fielded, well, Bash, because he's always fielded Dark Elves here in NBP, so they are really Bash, even though they've got some agility. They're the bashiest of the agility of the elves, so he definitely has Bash experience, but I don't know if he's used to all these other proclivities that you may get with Undead. So just to push again. So pretty good luck so far for Legends, because he's hoping Nuffle will smile down on him with some birthday luck. So I can totally empathize there. I feel like if any days you should get a break from Nuffle, it should probably be your birthday. So now the ball carrier is pretty close, but again, he left his most versatile ghouls are on the bench, which again, smart, because your ghouls do not have regeneration, and on a team without an apothecary, when a ghoul gets injured, a ghoul is injured. There's nothing you can do about it, unless you're able to purchase a Wandering Apo, which I don't even think, can an undead team even purchase a Wandering Apo in inducements? Somebody can certainly sound off in the comments if that's something that is even allowed. Looks like he's content to try to tie up that Minotaur. Content to try to just keep the line back. Igor. Okay, so.
Yeah, smells like a good old
Oh, reroll a regen attempt. So it's almost like that. Pretty cool. But it doesn't work on a ghoul, right? Igor doesn't work on a ghoul because it's reroll a regen attempt, and there's no regen attempts on ghouls.
gone into the opponent's tackle zone. That should be good.
That's right. But you can add regen, right? Can you put regen on a player, or is that a skill that's not assignable? Because I would put that on there if I could. They just have to take it. Yeah, so when a ghoul gets hit, a ghoul gets hit. Smart move there. He's going to try to knock that claw palmer down every turn. And rather than blitz with that claw palmer, he just stood him up. He just stood up Mr. Blackarm, so I could totally understand that. Special skill only. Yeah, so ghouls need to be protected because there's no way that you can save them or protect them, and they have terrible armor down. So they're like skinks. They're even worse than skinks. At least you can apo a skink. Maybe they're like dead skinks. Looks kind of skink-like. A little tall though for a skink. So it'll be interesting to see what Legend does here. If he's gonna continue to hang in the background, or if he's going to try to. Yeah, if I suspect here, he's going to try to get a couple of these pieces down and then maybe flow his screen over here so he can be in a better position to score. But I don't surmise he's going to be able to stall indefinitely, but he still probably doesn't want to give Afro much, if any, chance to score on this half. So, be interesting to see where the strategy goes. Hits him with a guard piece there, gets a guard piece on the mummy, so now he's got 2 marks on the mummy. You'll probably see a hit on that mummy. Yep, just to push. Rerolls to get the knockdown. Stand firm. Nemesis is knocked out, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big loss. He's not going to be able to maintain it very long against him. It looks like he's 2 players down here, so we have lost on pitch parity here. Make that 3. And Albert Wesker is injured with the mighty blow. Here comes a regen. And no, ladies and gentlemen, that's our second failed regeneration of the match. So pretty fantastic turn for Legend. Gets himself a skeleton knocked out. Albert Wesker is in the injured box. Gets a knockout on a mummy. So now we're looking at a three-player advantage for the Chaos Dwarves right now, and they're only going to hit harder and harder. Beautiful move here by Legend. Crosses back across the formation. Has the screen built in to protect. Also has, nobody who's going to get there. There's no movement on these guys' parts. Liquor and I mean, they could get there, but they're not going to get through those defenses. His mummy is kind of isolated over here, out of the action. His white, and he's kind of trying to protect his sidestep ghoul, but probably not going to want to leave him Jill Valentine based up against a Mighty Blow guard piece, because that's just a recipe for disaster. Now, interesting to see what we see here. Yep, that's what I kind of thought Afro would do, because he's going to have to start evening these numbers, and if he can get this Minotaur off the pitch, that would really help. Actually, doesn't even go after the Minotaur. Goes for goes for good old Boke's Iron Drinker. I, for one, did not expect that. And now he goes for a shot on there. He's not getting the POWs, ladies and gentlemen. Afro is just getting the pushes. He's getting a lot of the both downs when they've got block. Not really seeing the bash that he's going to need to keep this game, because it's looking like right now the Chaos Dwarf squad is the superior bash squad. I mean, certainly by the moves they have on the pitch, and certainly with the success they've had with the removal. So here we go. That's not going to do anything. You're probably not going to see Afro re-roll that just to get a POW on a AV9 piece. Yep, did not expect that. But now that's huge, because if he was able to get that knockdown, he then could have at least kind of zoned in here and tried to go from the back to force Legend upfield. But that's not something he's going to be able to do now. It's pretty decent seal here. Throws the one die on Mr. Hothead. So I got to tell you though, if I was Liquor right now, I'd kind of be sweating. He's staring down a claw palm. That's probably going to get hit with. We haven't seen a pile-on yet, but it hasn't been needed. I think every hit that he's successfully done. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh no, he doesn't hit. Oh, he might blitz with his. He might blitz with the claw palmer, or he might blitz with his the centaur. I'd blitz with the claw palmer. That's what I would do. But I would try to use it against a more valuable piece, like this white. I'd come over here and I'd crack Leon White, because he's got, Leon Death Kennedy, rather. Leon White. I don't even know what that is. Here we go. Do we see the pile-on? And we do! Belly flop of doom! Fail. Fail. Six armor on the pile-on, replacing... Actually, Sue rolled 6 both times. But that's what you gotta do, man. Sometimes claw palm just doesn't work out, and sometimes it's devastating, but I really don't think Legend's too salty about it, considering he has 3-player advantage right now. So he's just continuing the movement there. He's nice and sealed off, not in any danger. Yeah, you probably see him advance a little bit. I don't know if you'll see the centaur. He might move this hobgoblin here, and then he might continue to screen, which I wouldn't surprise me. Oh, looks like we're going to get another hit, and he goes down. But guard, and he's okay, and we're probably going to see a Minotaur hit on Tyrant. Ta-da! 747. Pretty even spaced out here. Like I said, you're probably going to see a hit. Probably wants to secure the ball first. And I would expect you'd see Little Green here come up and try to maybe plug this gap here. Or even go there for protection's sake, because you gotta see. I mean, strength 5 to strength 5, so one die, you don't have block, he doesn't have block. I don't know, you throw that, but he throws it. And this particular mummy does not have stand firm. Here comes a frenzy. And that's the risky run, ladies and gentlemen. That mummy is going to hit that minnow, and he stunned him. So, not really, again, a huge worry for Legend, because this mummy only has, 2 movement, 3 movement? So yeah, he's not going very far. Even with 2 GFIs, he's here. So he's not in any position to threaten. But he can come after... Looks like he's just coming after, trying to help that numbers game work, and that's not going to help him. He re-rolls to get Mr. Freeze down. Here we go. Just a stun, probably. So there's that, I don't know if Thick Skull came into... Nope, not quite. So, but he gets the stun. So, Keeps him on the pitch with the thick skull, right? Because that was a 9. It's the stun on Iron Drinker. Looks like he's going to try to isolate and maybe attack. It's just a push. Stand firm. Solid choice. Throws it again. Stand firm. Solid choice. So it's every piece moved there, so Legend's going to be able to move up and screen off here, even though we've got a wild Chris Deadfield running down the pike. He doesn't have the movement to get to him. He can just put himself in the corner here and then hopefully bring enough pieces down or blitz that guy or something.
Unity is strength.
I'd be surprised if you saw him blitz the Joe Valentine or Death Kennedy with his claw palm, because this guy's tied up. He's got break tackle, so he can dodge out, and horns splits the. They should have horns, quite frankly. If they have horns, they should have horns. That's my logic. But he doesn't need it. It's strength 4, so he can come and get a 2-die over here if he so chooses. I'm not sure if that's the route he's going to go. He's probably looking over his options, thinking about what the best thing to do right now is.
Now his buddy can move freely. Come on, guys. Together.
Couple successful hits. I'm able to get any knockouts or stuns. Until now. Probably be a stun. Probably content to... I would think he'd move him into the corner here and these guys down to shield. Yep, that's exactly what I would expect. Because then that way, white or not, he's not going to be able to get to him, at least on the ensuing term, and then hopefully the numbers game will allow Legend to keep that white in check. So...
If the player is
Yep,
pushed here,
just
it will finish in the
as I
public.
expected that you would see there.
Much more
So now
dangerous than
Afro has
players.
got, he can go with the white here, get close. He's got this ghoul here who can get close. So I'd expect him to move those 2 pieces after potentially. He's going to hit that claw palmer. Definitely. This is going to help him though.
Blues in the tank.
Block.
Let's see some blood in Blood Bowl.
Yep, so it moves this ghoul, or removes this thing. I'll probably see him move a ghoul too. Yep. Now, Legend, he's kind of out of position as far as with his short blockers, because they can't really get down there. He can get down there with this Bull Centaur, though. All he's got to do is have Mr. Hothead hit Sierra Luis here, and then he can bring his Bull Centaur up and lay a blitz out right on that ghoul, tie up the white, and move his. Oh, Leon Death Kennedy gets hit and loses a point in strength. Let's see. Oh, Afro has got to be breathing a sigh of relief there that he did not have to jettison Leon Death Kennedy. Successful regen here. Yep, just as I expected there. Legend gets the hit now. He can hit him with. Him. Yep, because he's gonna try. Unfortunately, he's not gonna be able to do it. But he has break tackle, so not really a huge deal there. So he could just break tackle blitz, two GFIs with the sure feet right onto Jill Valentine's face, which I would totally expect to see here. I mean, I'd see him try to stand up the Minotaur, but it's going to be a +4 with Wild Animal, because he's not going to blitz with him. Yep, here he goes, just like I thought, and he's going to throw a block onto that Ghoul. Luckily, the Ghoul gets pushed and has sidestep, but he's another body on there, so now he's got both players based with his Bull Centaur. I want to thank those of us for joining in here. I see the numbers spiking up a little bit. Make sure to check out nbp-pro.com for all your PS4 Blood Bowl needs here. This is our week 2 of our 6th season pro, and the Wild Animal fails again. This is our Noble Fanatics Conference in the Beheaded Kings division. It's a 4-team division featuring this match, of course, between the Scarface Scavengers version 2 and Residential Goodness. Right now, Residential Goodness has 2 points, and they're trying to maintain dominance in the league. They're just behind the Dinosaurus Rex, owing to SPP. They're second place in the division right now, so a win here would definitely help them out. The Scarface Scavengers, of course, trying to get themselves a win here after losing week 1. 2 points would help them tremendously to even out the divisional race. But again, only week 2, so probably far too early to pick winners and losers in each respective division. So nice stun there. Looks like another thick skull save for Mr. Blackarm. So wouldn't be surprised if you see a foul on that stunned claw palmer, but I'm not sure. Still got a pretty good secure here. I mean, he could blitz with, yep, he's going to blitz one of those ghouls to open that back end up. Does get the push. He's probably going to hope. Okay. Probably will base the Bull Centaur, but it's probably pretty useless to do so. Yeah, that's probably a smarter base, because then he can hit him and then get the blitz next turn or go wide open. But I mean, he'll need to be doing red dice. Legend will probably just score on his next turn, because then he's leaving the undead team 2 turns to score, which is possible, but if he puts an entire line against the defense here, I don't really see ghouls being that lucky in those 2 turns to be able to pull that off. But we have seen it. We have seen some downright bananas things here, and that will be praised, so that is definitely something that would not surprise me.
More the merrier. The attacker has an assist.
Looks like we're going to get another knockdown here. Probably go through all his hits. Yeah, and then I wouldn't be surprised if he scores. Get a stun there. Good. Stuns good old Joe Frost. Okay, so actually he can stall now. He can stall further. Well, I don't know that it would have followed up there. Probably would have stayed there, because now, as unlikely as it is, he does have a non-dodge, and red dice surf could totally be a thing. So we'll see if that follow-up spells disaster for Legend, or if it has no bearing.
He's coming to help his buddy.
So,
that's gonna hurt.
Here comes the blitz. Blitz on the other mummy. Oh, here we go. Gets the POW. Horns, of course, coming into play. Frenzy. Survives the armor. So, nice, avoids it there. And he scores. And that's kind of what I thought you would see here. Once he followed up, I figured scoring was the logical choice there. But had he not followed up, I feel like he could have just stalled out for that 8th turn. Because otherwise he would have had to dodge through or waste his blitz. If he wastes his blitz, he's not hitting him anyway, and he's got right tackle. But, you know, usual theory bowl disclaimer. You know, it's super easy to pick the best strategy when you're backseat Monday morning quarterbacking, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so we flip the viewpoint here, and let's take a look. Mummy is still out, folks. There's no inducements for the residential goodness. It was the Scavengers that had the 2 Bloodweiser babes, so he needed a 4, got a 3. That Mummy is still out. Plus he's down a skeleton kicker and a zombie with, or excuse me, a skeleton and then a zombie with kicker. Still has an extra zombie on the sidelines, and of course he has a full assembly of ghouls, including an agility 5 block, so a blodging AG5 piece, a agility 4 blodging guard piece, a tackle wrestle piece, a tackle sidestep, and then mighty blow, and then some guard here, and then a mighty blow guard piece here. But I gotta say, I'm sure Afro is really missing his other mummy on the sideline here, especially because he's going up against a completely full-strength Chaos Dwarf team. So both players do have 11 players, both coaches do have 11 players on the pitch, so we do have on-pitch parity right now, but again, it's the differences in players are stark. I would rather have Chaos Dwarf blockers than low-skilled to no-skilled zombies or ghouls, quite frankly, if I was given the choice. But Afro's a hell of a coach, and if anybody can turn this around and keep the game going, it's certainly him.
Ask me again when there's more blood on the field. Yeah.
So we'll see if we get any goofy kickoff events. Remember, we are in an Elf Dome, Weather Dome, whatever the hell you call it, anti-weather dome. So there is no weather events will happen during this game because of that dome prevents them. So we'll see if that's what we get and it gets canceled, or we will see if we get something wacky. So pretty aggressive stance here. It's looking like Afro's going to need a couple of chain pushes, right? They only have movement 7, so they can go 9 on one turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so he doesn't necessarily need to, but he is putting everybody up on the line because he's going to want to knock these people out and then try to get the ball and get it as down far as possible, because he only has 2 turns to try to tie this up before the half, where he'll receive the ball. So interesting to see what happens there. Here we go. Here comes the kickoff. Place kick from the Chaos Dwarf, and there it is. Magic Dome. Magic Dome stops the changing weather to nice cancellation there. Pretty shallow kick, so that's got to feel good for Afro, because that should make it a little bit easier for him to pick the ball up and hand off without having to use GFIs or do throws with little ghouls, which you don't want to do anyway because they only have, well, actually this one has agility 5, so I guess he could throw wherever the hell he wants.
Those players are very close. Smells like a fight is about to happen.
Looks like he's going after his Vile Bull here. 2 bases. Here comes the mighty blow hit. Nothing. 5 on the armor break. There we go, logical. Just putting him down there. Now he's got a ladder piece for next turn for the score, and exactly 7 away without needing the GFIs, so you might see him hang back, get the ball, but not do the handoff until turn 8, presuming he can flood enough ghouls down there. Yep. So now he's got 2 ghouls who can be handed off and scored. Fails to pick up, re-rolls, gets it on the successful movement. So now, yep, that makes sense. Now you'll probably see him try to knock these players. Oh, wow. And I don't know why he did that. I gotta say. I mean, I understand he's agility 5, but obviously that was a 1, and he already used his reroll. But I probably would have done my blocking to get these guys down and trying to use as little people as possible so that I had 2 players to, you know, screen so that then on the 8th turn I could run up and hand the ball off to Hunk, excuse me. But again, theory bowling, you know, and he probably didn't think he was going to get a 1 right after getting a 1. 1 reroll to 4 and then another 1. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way Nuffle gets you. You mess with Nuffle, and that's what happens. So now we'll see Legends probably call him ahead in front of these ghouls here, so that it's going to make it a lot harder for Afro to be able to do that. He may also get super aggressive and just Bull Centaur right after the Brad Vickers, because if he cracks Brad Vickers, then he's going to have to use this piece, Hunk, to pick the ball up and then throw to Billy Cone to try to score before the half. So he's probably thinking long and hard about what he wants to do, running out of time. But yep, that's the smart play because he can get a body on the ball. He does not have block, succeeds the reroll, will push. He'll probably push him off the ball, follow up. And then, yep, so now he's got a body on the ball, so it's going to make it harder to pick up. And he's probably going to, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see if he throws any other hits here. Hitting a guard piece, puts it back, gets the base going. Probably going to want to bring him down and GFI to get on that ball. I'd probably, it's risky, but, or use him, somebody. Alright, so he's cut it off a little bit more, but not really. This lane is, there it is. That's what he needed to do there. So now, significantly harder, and he's not going to be able to get through here, because that's going to be a piece, that's going to be a piece. So, pretty smart move on Legend's part. Will be interesting to see if Afro is able to do it. Just like I suspected, I think he's going to do that. Yep, 2 GFIs, double mark the ball. Absolutely textbook move by Legend there. He's got 2 marks on the ball. He's got the entire front here gummed up. And, oh, and he succeeds a wild animal. Make it even harder now. Although I probably would have put that Minotaur here. Because he's got plenty here. But then again, now, even if he takes care of him, he could potentially be a problem, but not really because he'd still have this open here. But last turn of the half, kind of a desperation turn here for Afro. Be interesting to see if his mad scientist Blood Bowl brain can get him the score to even this bout up to go into the half. He does get the ball at the half, so he could potentially score quickly at the half and then try to eke out the 2-1 on a defense. But I don't really think he's going to want to score early and give the ball red potentially back to Legend to himself win the 2-1. So no deaths midway, but we do. Albert Wesker was, I believe, strength or agility down. Let me see right here. So he's probably going to go to the skeleton glue factory. No, he's long arm. What did I think? Oh no, it was the kicker. His kicker lost a movement. So Afro's kicker lost a movement. Wesker is badly hurt, and we just got a stun on a hobgoblin, but we do have a knocked out mummy, so still pretty huge. So I'll be interested to see where the rest of this takes us. He can do it, folks. And if you want to pick up the ball up with anybody, it's going to be an agility 5. All he has to do is dodge out. Wow, he just dodges right through tackle zones because he doesn't care. Dodges again.
That's a dangerous place to
He's going to have to dodge into that tackle zone to pick the ball up, and he fails, and he has no rerolls. And that's going to be the end of the half, ladies and gentlemen. But up until that point, Afro had a really good chance to actually score there. But we still have a whole half to play midway, so I wouldn't be counting out deaths just yet. Oh, and the mummy wakes up. That is a huge wake up for Afro. I am certain he did not want to start the second half without both his mummies. So, he's done it. The players are going to return back to the pitch. While we have a moment here, I'd like to once again plug nbp-pro.com. Check it out. Like I said, all the news information about Nuff will be praised. Our PS4 Blood Bowl League. We've got a 24-team Pro League. This is the 6th season in Week 2. Noble Fanatics Conference, our Beheaded Kings division. Matchup between the Scarface Scavengers version 2 and the Residential Goodness. So this is the, like I said, the 6th season, but it's actually the 3rd of our 2nd season set. We run 3 season sets here before we go back to 1,000 TV teams to keep the bloat to a minimum. So this will be the final season. You'll see these teams before they go into our MVP Legends League. So it'd be interesting to see. Like I said, it's anybody's game right now. It's 1-0. We have a whole half of Blood Bowl to play. The Scavengers are currently in the bottom of the division, and the Residential Goodness are in 2nd place. But the victory here by the Scavengers could crack the whole division wide open. But you know, or you could see the Residential Goodness pull us out, or even potentially a tie. A tie would keep Residential Goodness in pretty good position pending the outcome of the other match in Beheaded Kings between Berzo's Dinosaurus Rex and our replacement coach. I know he has a Skaven team, but I apologize, folks. I can't remember the name of the team right at the moment. I think it's some sort of pun on rats, which, of course, I mean, that makes perfect sense. So we'll start things off here. Afro's going to receive the kick to start the half here. And remember, we do have a magic dome. So any weather-related kickoff events will be canceled if they come up.
You see, I just ripped the head off this.
Oh, and I should mention I'm the voice of NBP, Dr. Steiny. Somehow I became Dr. Steiny in the ensuing couple of weeks, and I'm just going with it. I'm Dr. Steiny in the same way Dr. Dre is a doctor, or Dr. Seuss is a doctor, so not at all. But I consider myself a doctor of Blood Bowl, even though I forget what skills do sometimes, and I forget what positional certain teams get. I'm still a doctor of Blood Bowl because I said so, and if you don't like it, please keep watching. So here we go. Oh, cheering, so get some rerolls for both teams. I'm sure Afro wished he had a reroll the end of the half there. So now that's 4 rerolls. Wow, Residential Goodness only comes into this game with 2 rerolls a half. Getting that extra one makes it 3, so... See here, right off the bat, looks like we're going to burn one of them rerolls. First block of the half, and we've got to burn a reroll to push a Journey Hobgoblin out of positioning. Runs back, probably to put a body on the ball. Yep.
The player needs to secure it, and fast.
Comes another hit.
It reminds me of the famous story of Nurgling and the Great Unclean One. But this time, no
Pull up
miracle.
those skills while we see him there, so we can see how Afro's organized his team. Yes, PhD in dub skulls. I like it. Alright, so he's going to hit Mr. Metal Spine here. Just going to get a push out of the deal, it looks like. So, like I said, if this is going to be a Bash showdown, the Residential Goodness are going to need a couple more hits to go their way to thin out these Scarface Scavengers numbers a little bit. Another hit on Metal Spine, a guard piece. Looks like it'll just be a stun with Skull. Nope, injury was just a 6, so... Alright. Hits him there, and... But we've got some nasty pieces to look out for. He's got his Claw Palmer back here, Mr. Blackarm, ready to pounce on either of these mummies and make them have a real bad time. So... I'm a big Claw Palm fan. Longtime veterans of NBP will know how much I enjoy Claw Palm.
The ball is in the player's hands. What next?
Yeah, I think we'll probably see a foul on Metal Spine. But maybe not. Because he can't really afford to foul with this piece, because then he was going to leave himself wide open for a Bull Centaur to come screeching around. That marks up Leon Death Kennedy, who already survived a regen so far. He survived a strength down regen, so I'm pretty sure Afro's happy about that.
Should be good.
But we'll see if his luck can continue. Once again, remember, it is Legend T969's birthday, so shout out and a happy birthday to him. Hoping that he's going to have some Nuffle birthday luck. Here comes the Bull Centaur Blitz.
He'll get an assist now.
Bull Centaur Pow, and looks like Leon Death Kennedy is going to get hit again. And this time, just stop. Well, we get a thumbs up there from Legend here. Multitasking on offense. I dig it. So here he comes, and he's coming around the side there. Like I said, nice sealing off there. That Ghoul's got to be sweating just a little bit, knowing the only thing that's protecting him right now are other Ghouls. Any moment any of those Ghouls goes down, and we got ourselves a wide open lane towards the ball carrier. Although really the Bull Centaurs are the only ones with the movement to challenge at the moment. So here we go. Is he going to try to get that +4 wild animal again and move that Minotaur down and base up those mummies, or just gonna leave him to hang back? Nope, there goes wild animal. That's what I expected. So he was going to attempt to move him, but unfortunately not there. And he's keeping his Claw Palmer back just to observe things. So we've got Afro's second term here in the second half. So he's gonna, looks like he's gonna decide if he wants to go there instead of the direction that he has been going. Oof. Talk about unlucky, man. He's burnt up. Second reroll burnt already, so Afro's down to 1 reroll on his second turn of the second half. So that is not going to be great. Here comes a blitz on the Dauntless piece. Just gets the push.
Sport for a scrap like this.
Just thinking about where he wants to push him.
He's on him now.
So now he's got that Minotaur tied up, but he's also intentionally based his mummy onto a Claw Palmer. So what do you do when that happens? Why, just bring your other mummy with guard up and base him on a Claw Palmer. So very right into the aggression there, right into the teeth. With that, I like that move, but I'd still be sweating it a little bit. There you go. We'll probably see him bring this guy up and seal that corner off. Or even bring this guy over to seal the corner off in that cage.
That's a solid formation.
So we've got a
I
corner
want to see
cage
the opposing
sealed
team
off
have a
there.
go at the ball now.
Well, I'm not even a real doctor, so technically we only have the one. But that's apparently I'm a doctor, so we're gonna go with it.
That medic appears to be anchored to the spot.
Who did that midway? Who benched their all-star catcher with AV9 because of Claw? Ah. Ah. I was going to say, I don't remember that occurring in NBP, but that did occur in GFCL, which is our sister league, run by pro coach Johnny Mao, one of my favorite coaches in NBP, and he runs a great league. So if you're looking for a PS4 Blood Bowl league to join, I know GFCL is always looking for coaches. We're a little full up right now in pro with NBP, but we do have our proving grounds to give people the opportunity to earn a spot in the pro. So we're always looking for new coaches as well, because we have plenty of competitions that we run in off seasons and between weeks as well. In fact, we've got one that we should be announcing sometime this week that we hope to maybe kick off during the mid-season break. Like I said, nothing permanent or set in stone, but that's what myself and the commissioner have been thinking about, so you may want to keep your eyes peeled to MVP-pro.com for more information as that competition gets announced. So looks pretty good here. I think we're going to see a claw palm hit at some point. Pixel hugging, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with pixel hugging. We've all done it. Or we haven't. Some of us have done it. Some of us probably more so than others. Uh-oh. Billy Cohn might get surf next turn. Or he's going to have to put himself in an interesting... Nope, never mind. He's going to break tackle. I would have figured he was going to base Tyrant here. Claw palm. Claw palm. Claw palm. But instead, he's got another idea. Ooh, here we go. This Deadfield gets gored. I mean, he could dodge out this piece, or he just does that. But they both have blocks, so...
They're both still standing.
I'd have preferred the one die myself, but... it's all good. So, Avro's got everybody barreling down on him now. He's gonna have to, he's got this part sealed off with a Bull Centaur. He's got another Bull Centaur over the top. He's got a Minotaur right in the mix. It's interesting to see what Afro does to extricate himself from this situation.
It can really hurt.
Got that kind of advancement there. It'll be interesting to see. $15:30 GM. So was it? So that'd be 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Because I'd be around for that. It's just, I'm not good. I barely can tell time on a regular clock when it's my own time zone. Don't give me another time zone. And then I gotta do subtraction and then addition. Ugh, forget about it. I guess it probably would have been better to do the addition and the subtraction. But, I don't know. Somebody can drop the order of operations in the chat and let me know how I should have done that. So, alright. Gets a knockdown here. Pretty inconsequential knockdown on Metal Spine over here. And he does have an opening. He does have an opening. Can't quite get in the end zone though, because he needs to go 9. Needs 11 paces to go and only 9 movement. Eastern Standard Time.
That player is about to get punched above and below at the same time.
What? There's no way 15:30 GMT is between 6 and 9 a.m. U.S. time. That doesn't make any sense.
Push back, but not over.
Oh, it is earlier. Damn it. I want it to be later. So it's the opposite of that. So it's, what, 10:30? 12:30? So 10:30. 10:30 in the morning, that sounds like to me. So I think I can get that done. See what I was saying about how bad I am at telling time? So, running away, Brad Vickers got the hell out of Dodge because he knew that he was probably going to meet a painful and untimely end. I would posit that it's not really shit-talking if the person isn't around. It's more gossiping than anything else. The person is around, then it's shit-talk. I think you have to be... To shit-talk someone, that's like talking crap to them, right? Or is that trash talk? I thought trash talk and shit talk were the same thing. I don't know. Irrelevant, I suppose. So, Legend's really thinking about what he wants to do here. He's burnt up almost an entire minute. And all he's done so far is stood up Metal Spine. That's trash. I thought they were the same. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up Urban Dictionary to see, but you're probably right. They're probably different. Ooh! Second time Leon Death Kennedy is injured, folks. But this one's a badly hurt, so he's okay. But he fails, though. Fails the badly hurt. So, survives the strength down, fails the badly hurt. He's chasing people down with that Ghoul's, he's got to be sweating. I don't know if Ghouls have sweat glands, but if Brad Vickers had a sweat gland, I think he'd be sweating. Oh, picks up his claw palmer.
Big guy, trample all over him.
Frenzy, here comes the second hit. Ooh, I'm sure Hunk is breathing a sigh of relief. Solid turn from Legend. So now the question is, where does Afro go from here? Does he evade even more, or does he try to post up and create some sort of situation for him to stand in?
There was only going to be one result in that spot.
Well, I could see him trying to come back over here, but not if he's going to have to deal with a Minotaur. And that's going to be the end of his turn, folks, because the Residential Goodness only had 2 rerolls. They got the extra one with the kickoff event, and then they promptly burned all their rerolls. Well, 2 of them, but they had to, because it was either that or turnovers. And now you're in a situation where Brad Vickers is going to get smeared by Survivable.
This could be a sack.
He's very viable. Tackle comes into play too. So boom, doesn't matter that he has the dodge. He's got the tackle piece. He'll be able to mark the ball on the opposite side with viable. And then it's just a matter of time until he can caravan his pieces down there and do it. We'll wait till a possession change before I flip the screen there. 150,000, 150k bounty. We'll hold it to that midway. I don't know how you'll be able to transfer 150k gold to the Scarface Scavengers, but if they do take him out, I'm holding you to that. So it probably is some sort of perversion of the bylaws. It just says, you know what? I don't even need anybody. I'm gonna pick the ball up myself. Has the reroll in his pocket. Do you see him take the GFIs? He's got the sure feet. So at the very least, I think you can risk it. Well, but then again, 3 1s are totally possible. So we'll see. Don't worry, I don't have the coin. Well, but don't be making checks that your butt can't cash. You don't even have the coin, and you're offering money. Ooh! Liquor is dead. Liquor is dead. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? And he's okay, folks. Game on. He's okay. He's not on the pitch anymore, though. Okay or not, he is not on the pitch anymore. Oop, here comes another shot. Oh, are we gonna see? Is this a okay? Just a push. Oh, I'd love to see a claw bomb hit on Billy Cone. Actually, I'd love to see it on anybody because it's nasty and I like it. I tell you, despite losing their Week 1 matchup, these Scarface Scavengers are quite a formidable team. They had a tough game against the Dinosaurus Rex, but it was a good one, and I think they've got a heck of a shot at the division. Just all the teams do, but I mean they're just chewing through Afro's team right now.
No miracles.
Dauntless succeeds.
That was risky.
Gets the hit. Now you're definitely going to see a claw palm hit on somebody. Oh, or not. I like it. Restraint. Restraint. He's done a good job sealing off Afro's pieces, so if he wants to get at Viable, he's going to have to red die blitz him, which he's going to need a power stumble on both, and that's not going to be easy. He could get a mark though. He could get Jill Valentine down here, and she's got block at least. So they both have block. But yeah, a mark there, and then we'll see a 1 die instead.
Absolutely have to stop him. Or
Gets the push.
whatever.
Has no reroll.
Only use for a ball.
Best he can do is push follow. Oh, see, that was smart. Goes with with the wrestle piece, wrestle tack. So he could have potentially got him down on a both down. But I don't think 3 ghouls are going to be enough to stop a break tackle for a centaur. Tries to dodge away. Successful. So now he doesn't even need to worry. He doesn't even have to worry about break tackle if he doesn't want to. He can bring Little Green down here, and Little Green can blitz the ball carrier. Dub Skull re-rolls into push. Oh, Dim's got some. He's got the luck of something. I don't know if that's Irish is the word, but I've seen all the all the playoff and championship games include, and I've seen some crazy crap. I think he broke the spirit of one of our coaches during a playoff game in season 5, and that coach is not around anymore. So hell of a coach. Don't get me wrong, definitely hell of a coach. 3-time champion here in MVP, Coach Demented, but the man has got some ungodly dice luck. You add ungodly dice luck with excellent strategy, and it's very difficult. It's a very difficult combination to beat an excellent coach who also gets very, very good dice. So, probably just see him score here, right? I mean, he goes up 2-0 with 3 turns left. That's going to be all she wrote as far as the game.
This formation gives
So
him a
there he
safe
goes. He
position.
gets the mark, and now he gets the push, gets the pow. So that's going to free up. He's not even going to need to worry about... Oh, and Billy Cohn is knocked out
He's going to sleep.
and doesn't even have to worry about break tackle. So I think we're going to see... Probably going to see the Bull Centaur... probably going to see survivable score here. Yes! I do remember when he won on a legit misclick to end an orc touchdown. Wild Animal goes there. Touchdown!
This looks like the end. They can't catch up such a big gap.
That's a new thing I'm trying out there. I don't know if you guys like that or not. Let me know. So 2-0. So thorough dismantling of residential goodness so far by the Scarface Scavengers. They've been in control for nearly the entire matchup here. And that ghoul is like, I don't want to play anymore, so I'm not getting up. So,
I imagine that in their dreams,
flip that around here to the defense. So
Despite being
no
in the lead,
full
this team now has to
Chaos
kick the ball
Dwarf
to the
team, not so
losing
much as a
squad.
knockout.
Don't want to get it
Full
back.
removals on the residential goodness side, but they do have a full team still. 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. So we still have on-pitch parity right now between both teams. Full complement of players. But if you're Afro Chef, you're probably thinking, well, you're just going to go for some SPP now at this point. The likelihood that you're going to score twice is pretty impossible. But yeah, great coaching so far by Legend and the Scarface Scavengers. Not bad by Afro either, but he's just the injuries and the dice haven't worked out for him. He's had to burn up all his rerolls many a times. He's only getting pushes, and it's really hard to get chorf pieces off the pitch, with the exception of the Hobgoblins. The friggin' thick skull and all around is just nasty, and block and AV 9 all around. That's it's not easy to deal with. That's why I feel like every team needs a couple of dedicated kill pieces. Oh, both teams get an extra reroll. Second time that kickoff event has happened in the second half here, so I'm sure Afro's happy to have that. But we'll see here.
Is the assist gonna
First
be
hit
enough to
on
come out
Duke's
on top?
Iron Drinker, just a push.
Two big goons that get together and fall on you. It can really hurt.
Just a block. So you can't even.
There's
And
two
it's so
big
much harder to
guys,
get them on the
so
ground.
we
Here we
gotta
go.
move
This guy's at least gonna go on the ground.
Sometimes the underdog wins.
Just a stun. And then another I'd see a spite foul. I know I'd like that. Everyone loves a good spite foul,
Well
right?
done. They have the ball now.
We call that a pleading pass. The coach is pleading that the pass will kick off a last
Well, that's what I thought. Vanity pass. I dig it. I know, and Afro dismantled Pong in week 1, man. He dismantled him so bad that he broke Pong from even wanting to play anymore. Now, yes, foul, foul. Boo. Needed a flippin' 6. Couldn't even get it. Trademark spite foul. Now, if it was a trademark spite foul, he would have gotten ejected, not hurt, and he won, and you still lose the game by 2. So, here we go. Here comes the claw palm. And Sarah Louise is about to beat claw palm. Knockout. Smart move there. He didn't pile on the knockout, risking it going back into stun. Running out of time here. Looks like Afro might even just continue to just grind, get SPP from passes. I don't know if he's going to try to score because he doesn't want to endanger ghouls. He goes for the score here. He's going to have to be with his ghoul pieces. And endangering ghouls just to lose a 2-1 versus a 2-0, I don't know that I would risk that. But you do get the 3 SPP for scoring, and of course an MVP SPP is very important because we use the 2-win, 1 tie, 0 for a loss scoring system, so our divisions tend to be a lot tighter coming down the stretch, and after divisional record, SPP record is what we go by. Dub Skulls, and that Dub Skulls is a perfect example of the kind of dice Afro's been getting throughout this game here. Does re-roll it into a stumble, but again, not really going to make a difference when you're going up against 89 with Thick Skull. So, hits again, gets a knockdown. Even the Hobgoblins, he can't get off the pitch. So, these Chorfs have been mighty, mighty tough. Mighty tough. But it looks like he's advancing the line nonetheless. I like it. I like that never give up, never say die attitude. Yeah, exactly. When you can't even get Journey Hobgoblins with AV7 off the pitch, you know it's been a bad time.
Yeah, smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
fun. He might still get that score. He's going to have to hand off. Because right now this guy, Hunk, is out of scoring range.
Close and personal, Bob.
You need to be close. So close they can smell your breath and see the dead insects in your teeth.
Bull Centaur Blitz. Don't have to worry about that wild animal.
Ball carrier so you can block him.
Re-rolls it. Savage. But he still has all... Legends Dice have been so good, folks. He still has 2 re-rolls left after that re-roll. Granted, he had 3 and he got the 2 bonus, so he had 5. But he's only needed to use 3 re-rolls, and that wasn't even a negative re-roll. And now he wild animals because he needed the +4 because he had used his blitz already. Of course, movement actions on a wild animal need a +4 versus blitzing actions. That's why I think wild animal is probably one of the worst mega traits for that. I mean, Bonehead isn't great either, but I'd rather not be really stupid if I had the choice. I'd rather be really stupid than boneheaded.
Brain versus brain. Brain wins.
And he's gonna get a hit there. He gets the stun on the failed. That's crazy. So, he has a guy who can score, but he's gonna need quite a miracle to get that ball in his hand and to get through those tackle zones.
The strength of a bear.
And just like that, and dub skull. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, pretty rough dice for Afro. See if Legend takes his turn 16 hits, and then or just passes the turn. I mean, I'd take the hits, right? I mean, at least hit the mummy, at least hit this Chris Deadfield. Maybe do a claw palm blitz. It's kind of like a ballroom blitz, but it's different.
Because 2 big guys
It's the
is
claw
always
palm
better
blitz.
than 1.
You'll always have a friend with really stupid. I like that. That is pretty funny.
Unity is strength.
It's in there. Yes, I think he's gonna blitz that claw palm piece.
This is going to be decisive.
I call that a tie.
Now he can still hit him with this mighty blow piece. Mr. Hot. Dauntless.
I advise that. It paid off. Good old nothing.
You see it? Yep, I was gonna say, it's turn 16 celebratory victory style. Oh, he caught him with a miss next game, but he regened. Damn, that was close. He was almost down a mummy for his week 3 game. Because remember, that's strategic, folks. It's divisional round, so that is going to do it, folks. We have got ourselves a match. Scarface Scavengers, Legend and his Scarface Scavengers V2 defeats Afro Chef's Residential Goodness 2-0. That puts that Beheaded Kings wide open. Let's take a look at our stats here. 2 touchdowns to none, 10 armor breaks to 19 armor breaks. 1 successful pass. The Scavengers had the ball for half the game, only a quarter for the Residential goodness. So it looks like 18%, 31% on occupations half, 62 to 48 blocks. Much more injured, 3 knockouts and 5 injuries on the Scarface Scavenger side, and that's what all that mighty blow and claw palm can do for you. 82 to 68 yards, 4 yards passing, 42 to 60 blocks sustained, 3 to 6 casualties sustained versus 1 knockout with no casualties sustained. Huge amount of experience SPP gain on the Scarface Scavenger's part. Viable with 5, Steel Fist, Fastbender, Metal Spine, Slave Iron Punch, Hothead, just scooping the points up. And on the Residential goodness side of things, 1 point. Billy Cohen, Brad Vickers. Let's take a look at these dice. I bet the Residential goodness. Yeah, look at this. 29 ones for the Residential goodness, 29 sixes. Scarface Scavenger, 10 ones and 19 sixes. Granted, the Scavengers rolled less dice, so when you roll more dice, you're going to roll more ones. I mean, that's just the way things go as far as even pretty good. And I don't think we saw a Tripwire or a Stymie Special in this matchup, so maybe we've got that, under control, but I still would think probably not. We got another big matchup coming a little bit later tonight, most likely. We're just waiting on confirmation from Coach Knockout Joe, but tune in here on 9 p.m. Eastern for most likely matchup between a Sinking Ship and Joe's Imagination. That'd be a ridiculous Skaven Goblin matchup. So if you do want to check that out, make sure to give me a follow here so you can get your notifications at 9 o'clock when we go live. I want to thank both coaches for their gameplay today. That would be Legend as well as Afro Chef. I also want to thank everybody for tuning into the matchup. Make sure to check out nbp-pro.com. I am the voice of NBP, Dr. Stymie, signing off, telling you guys to remember to always praise Nuffle.